Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. And today I'm so excited to introduce one of my favorite novels, The White Tiger by Aravind Adiga. The 2008 Booker Prize won novel is a satirical commentary on modern India which explores the themes of social inequality, injustice, corruption and a man's search for personal freedom. The entire story centered around the protagonist as well as the narrator of the story, Balram Halwai. And in this video, we are going to delve into the themes, symbols, characters and the important questions that can be asked for many exams. So if you are interested, let's have a journey through the life of the White Tiger.
Let me begin with our author, Aravind Adiga. Aravind Adiga is an Indian author and journalist who was born on October 23, 1974 in Chennai, India. He grew up in Mangalore and graduated from Columbia University in New York City. Adiga is best known for his debut novel, The White Tiger, which won the Man Booker Prize in 2008. Adiga has also written several other books. His first written book is Between the Assassinations, a collection of short stories set in the fictional city of Kittur, India. A Last Man in Tower, an apartment residence novel. Selection Day, a sports novel about cricket. Amnesty, an immigrant novel. Adiga has worked as a journalist for several publications including Time magazine, and he has also written for the Financial Times and The Independent. He currently lives in Mumbai, India, and continues to write both fiction and non-fiction. And he was influenced by many writers including Gustav Flaubert, Balzac, Charles Dickens, George Bernard Shaw, Ralph Ellison, Richard Wright, Khushwant Singh, etc. So now we are moving on to a brief summary of The White Tiger. The White Tiger by Aravind Adiga is a novel that tells the story of Balram Halwai, a poor villager from rural India who becomes a successful entrepreneur. The novel begins with Balram writing a series of letters to the Chinese premier who is scheduled to visit India. In these letters, Balram describes his life story and offers a glimpse into the dark underbelly of Indian society. Balram recounts his childhood in the village of Laxmangah, where he was forced to drop out of school and work in his family tea shop. Despite his hard work, he remained stuck in poverty, living in a small, cramped room with his family and facing constant humiliation from the wealthy upper caste. One day, Balram is offered a job as a driver for a wealthy landlord in Dhanbad, and later he moved with Ashok to Delhi. Balram sees this as his chance to escape poverty and moves to the city where he is introduced to a world of luxury and privilege. As he drives Ashok around Delhi, Balram becomes increasingly disillusioned with the corrupt and exploitative nature of Indian society. He witnesses firsthand and stark divide between the rich and the poor and the ruthless methods used by the wealthy to maintain their power and privilege. Driven by the desire for freedom and success, Balram hatches a plan to kill his employer Ashok to break free from his servitude and start his own business. The novel ends with Balram committing a shocking act of violence which he believes is necessary to achieve his goal of becoming a successful entrepreneur in modern India. As a revenge for his action, the Stock family, that means the family of Ashok, killed all of them in Balram's family, but he never visited his family again. After killing his employer, Mr. Ashok, Balram uses the stolen money to start his own taxi rental business in Bangalore for call center workers. He uses his cunning and intelligence to build a successful enterprise, which he eventually expands into a larger car rental company. Balram's business is successful because he is able to navigate the corrupt and complex system of Indian society, and he is willing to use any means necessary to get ahead. The climax is significant because it represents Balram's ultimate rebellion against the system that has oppressed him in his entire life. However, it's also a morally complex moment as Balram's actions are violent and illegal. The climax of the novel challenges readers to question their own values and beliefs about justice, morality, and the nature of power. So, let me have a brief discussion of the characters in this novel. Balram Halwai. Balram Halwai is the protagonist and narrator of the novel. Throughout the novel, Balram is portrayed as a complex and multi-dimensional character with several defining traits. The first trait we can see is he is very much ambitious. Balram is highly ambitious character who desires to break free from his humble origin and achieve success and wealth. Intelligent. Despite his lack of formal education, Balram is a highly intelligent and observant character who is able to navigate complex social situations with ease. Morally ambiguous. Balram is not a traditional hero. He engages in illegal activities and often willing to compromise his morals in order to achieve his goals. However, he is also a sympathetic character who is forced to navigate a corrupt and oppressive society. And another character is resilient. Balram is a survivor who is able to adapt to the changing circumstances and overcome obstacles. Cynical. Balram is a cynical character who is deeply critical of the Indian society and its institutions. He is able to see through the hypocrisy and corruption of those in power and not afraid to call them out. Overall, Balram is a complex and compelling character who embodies many of the themes and ideas in the novel, including the struggle for self-determination, the cost of ambition, and the corrupt nature of Indian society. Other characters are Mr. Ashok. Ashok is Balram's principal master, the stork's son. He is also shown to be somewhat naive and idealistic and ultimately unable to escape the corruption and violence that surrounds him. Pinky Madam, she is the wife of Ashok and she is demanding and deeply unsatisfied with the life in India, and later she returned to America. Mr. Krishna is Balram's teacher in Laxmanga who calls him the White Tiger. Vikram Halwai is Balram's father, a rickshaw puller, and according to Balram, his father is a man of honor and courage. Kusum is Balram's grandmother, who runs Balram's family, ruling through fear. Kishan. Kishan is Balram's brother, who takes care of him after his father's death. The stork, the actual name Thakur Ramdev, is one of the four animals, the four landlords who control Laxmanga. The mongoose. The mongoose actual name is Mugarsa and he is the brother of Ashok. Ram Prasad. Ram Prasad was the stock primary driver in charge of the Honda City until Balram discovered that Ram was a Muslim and used that information to take control over Ram Prasad. Vijay. Vijay is Balram's childhood hero and later he became a politician. Vitiligo Lips. He is one of the other drivers Balram encounters in Delhi. Dharam. Dharam, a young relative of Balram, is looking after by Balram himself, and at last Balram escaped with Dharam to Bangalore. Next, we have a detailed description about the symbols used in the novel. So the first one is the white tiger itself. The white tiger is first mentioned in the novel when a school inspector praises Balram as a white tiger on account of his talent and intelligence. The teacher describes the white tiger as a unique creature that is born only once in a generation. The white tiger is a powerful symbol. Balram becomes fascinated by the idea of being like the white tiger. As the story progresses, the white tiger becomes a recurring symbol for Balram's own aspirations and desires. And Balram believes that he must break free from these systems in order to achieve his dreams, and he sees the white tiger as a representation of his own struggle for liberation. The white tiger also represents the darker side of ambition and success. Balram's journey to success involves him committing crimes, betraying friends and employers, and ultimately becoming a murderer. The white tiger symbolizes the violence and aggression that Balram must embody in order to pursue his dreams. And overall, the white tiger is a powerful and complex symbol in the novel. Next is the light and darkness. The light and darkness are used as a symbol to represent different aspects of Indian society. Light is often associated with progress, knowledge, and success. And Balram Halwai, the protagonist and narrator, views light as a way to escape the darkness of his poor and oppressed life in the village. When he moves to Delhi and starts working for Ashok and Pinky Madam, he sees the modern apartment with its bright lights and air conditioning as a symbol of the wealth and success. However, the light is not always positive in the novel. It can also represent the harsh reality of life in India, where corruption, inequality, and violence are widespread. Balram describes the blinding headlights of cars on the Delhi roads as a source of danger and fear, highlighting the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of Indian society. On the other hand, darkness represents ignorance, poverty, and oppression. Balram's life in the village is described as a darkness that covered everything, and he sees his family members as living corpses who have resigned themselves to their fate. Throughout the novel, Balram seeks to escape this darkness and climb the social ladder through his intelligence and cunning behavior. However, darkness can also be seen as a source of power and freedom. When Balram commits his first murder, he is able to escape from the darkness of his past and create a new identity for himself. He describes the blackness of night as a cloak that allows him to move through the city unseen and unnoticed. And overall, light and darkness are used in the white tiger to symbolize the various forces at play in Indian society, from the promise of progress and success to the harsh reality of corruption and oppression. Next is the rooster coop. Balram uses the metaphor of a rooster coop to describe the social hierarchy in India. According to Balram, the poor are like roosters trapped in a coop, unable to escape the situation even if the door is open. This symbolizes the idea of social inequality and the difficulty of breaking free from one's circumstances. Next one is chandeliers. Chandeliers represent the wealth and luxury enjoyed by the upper classes in India, which Balram aspires to attain. By surrounding himself with chandeliers, he reflects his own social advancement from a poor driver to a wealthy businessman. Balram is fascinated by the chandeliers in Stockholm and sees it as a symbol of power and luxury. And his desire to possess such a symbol motivates him to seek a similar lifestyle for himself. The Great Socialist. The Great Socialist is a symbol of the failed promises of socialism in India. Balram idealizes the Great Socialist as a symbol of hope and progress, but he eventually realizes that the man is corrupt and hypocritical. Balram's childhood hero Vijay supports the party, moving up through its ranks over the years to become one of its leading politicians. However, as the novel progresses, it becomes clear that Vijay is not the hero that Balram once believed him to be. Instead, he is depicted as a corrupt and cynical politician who is more concerned with maintaining his own power than with fighting for the rights of the people. In this novel, Adiga has given many animal names to the landlords. So let's see which are they. In The White Tiger by Aravind Adiga has given animal names to the landlords as a way of depicting the personalities and the way they treat the employees. The four cruel and exploitative landlords who are referred to the animals by Belram. The landlords are named after animals to symbolize their predatory and cruel behavior. The raven, for example, is known for its sharp beak and its tendency to prey on other animals. The stork is named after the bird with long legs and a sharp beak, which suggests as he is predatory and cruel. The stork is a symbol of corruption and hypocrisy in the novel. The buffalo is named after a large and powerful animal. The wild boar is named after an animal known for his aggression and strength. Throughout the novel, Belram struggles to free himself from the grip of all these landlords and the social and economic system that they represent. Let's discuss the themes of the novel. According to Adiga, the novel is a man's quest for freedom, and it explores several themes and ideas including social inequality. The novel examines the vast divide between India's wealthy upper class and its struggling working class. Corruption. Adiga exposes the corruption that pervades Indian society from small time to bribe taking to large scale political corruption. He portrays the ways in which corruption serves to maintain the status quo and spread social inequality. Next is the struggle for self-determination. The novel explores the ways in which Belram fights to take control of his own destiny and to achieve success and freedom. Next is the cost of ambition. Belram's rise to success is not without its cost, and the novel explores the moral compromises that he must make in order to achieve his goals. Adiga portrays the difficult choices that people must make in order to escape poverty and achieve success in the corrupt society. The intersection of tradition and modernity. The novel portrays the clash between traditional Indian values and modern Western style capitalism. It explores the ways in which these two forces coexist and collide in contemporary India. Overall, The White Tiger is a searing critique of Indian society that exposes corruption, inequality, and oppression that pervade the country. The novel The White Tiger by Aravind Adiga is set in different places of India, and we can see an intermingling of light and darkness. So, the light side of India is portrayed in the novel are Bangalore, New Delhi, Gurgaon, and the darkness can be seen in Laxmangarh, Dhanbad, and Old Delhi. Let's see the genre of the novel. So it can be seen as an epistolary novel. The novel written in the form of letters, and Belram Halwai, who addresses his letters to the Chinese premier Wen Jiabao during his visit to India. And it can be considered as a bildungsroman. The novel focuses on the psychological and moral growth of the protagonist, Belram, from childhood to adulthood. And it is a satirical novel. The novel satirizes the rampant corruption and social inequality in modern day India. The novel is best described as a postmodern work that blurs the boundaries between reality and fiction. The novel can be seen as a powerful subaltern novel of the social and economic structures that perpetuate inequality and exploitation in contemporary India. A post-colonial novel. It can be seen as a post-colonial critique of the legacies of colonialism and globalization in contemporary India. Next, we are moving on to a few important questions. First one is, who has directed the film The White Tiger? Answer is Raman Behrani. Behrani directed and co-wrote the screenplay for the film, which was released on Netflix in 2021. He is Adiga's old Columbia University classmate. What did Belram call his life story? The autobiography of a half-baked Indian. Entrepreneurs are made from half-baked clay. Who made this famous statement? Belram Halwai. The story of a poor man's life is written on his body in a sharp pen. Belram has made this comment about whom? His father, Vikram Halwai, and his father wished his son should live like a man. After calling Belram a white tiger, the school inspector has given him a book to read. Which is that book? Lessons for Young Boys from the Life of Mahatma Gandhi. Who wants to know the truth about India and learn about entrepreneurship? The Chinese official Wen Jiabao. Which is the magazine offered by Vitiligo Lips, a driver to Belram? Murder Weekly. The Vitiligo Lips often calls Belram a country mouse. Which are the lines from a poem often repeated in the novel The White Tiger? You are looking for the keys for years, but the door was always open. Who are Belram's greatest poets? Mirza Ghalib, Iqbal and Rumi. Which are the names adopted when Belram moves up with India's social hierarchy? Munna, Belram, Shok Sharma and White Tiger. What is the name of his company owned by Belram in Bangalore? White Tiger Technology Drivers.